concrete walls. There's a place for us where we could go, where we could be alone. Between city lights, we don't have to hide. I wanna go, do you wanna follow? There's something in the air, I can't explain it, but it's there. Ain't nobody gonna find us in our secret love affair. I don't wanna have to hide no more, it shouldn't be unfair. I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow? Baby, can't you see that? I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow? Baby, can't you see that? I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? I can't understand why we can't hold hands, but they don't know what we have is real love. Aren't you sick and tired of having to hide? I know a place, do you wanna follow? There's something in the air, I can't explain it, but it's there. Ain't nobody gonna find us in our secret love affair. I don't wanna have to hide no more, it shouldn't be unfair. I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow? Baby, can't you see that? I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow? Baby, can't you see that? I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow?
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Livestream. It is a good Monday night, and I'm very happy that you're here with me. New Zealand, represent! Death FPV. Good to see you here, my friend. Phantom FPV, good to see you here. Good to see all of you here. DJ Bardwell, just bopping along to my tunes. You know, the one tune. I have I have one yard in which I fly and one tune that I bop to. Hang on, we gotta make sure this is. Okay, there we go. Oh, my ice is melted. What am I gonna do? I don't know. Probably drink my drink. What are you guys doing tonight? We got the lights off today. I don't know why, but I felt like I'm doing a lights off stream. The room looks good with the lights down, doesn't it? Got a little bit atmospheric lighting. The real reason is that I had this shirt on, and I hate wearing this Okay. Makeup. I hate wearing this color shirt against, maybe with the blue background it wouldn't be as bad, but it's pretty bad. I just blend into the background. So we're gonna do the lights out tonight. Bardwell After Dark email sessions need to come back. Huff 19. I'm not making any promises, but the Bardwell After Dark late night email sessions might come back. The truth is, I'm just not staying up till 4 in the morning anymore. Like I don't know why I was then and why I'm not now. Just, you know, your sleep schedule changes. But It may happen again because I got my editor. I do not edit 100% of my videos anymore. I used to for many years. At some point, I was like, shooting and editing basically one video a day is too much. So I hired an editor. He sometimes comes to the streams, and he told me he's going to be going on vacation. He's going to apparently he's European. They expect to have vacations. Concept, but no, I'm joking. He's going to be going on vacation, and he said, don't worry. I'm going to just load me up with videos, and I'll edit twice as many videos, so you don't have a. But I'm like, no, that's not right. So I'm going to find other things maybe to do. I mean, maybe I'll try and back up some content. Maybe I'll try and do like a week of live streams or something. I don't know. But that's coming up sometime in November, and maybe we'll do some email live streams. So we'll see about that. Part of the reason I did those email sessions was I was getting a lot of emails at the time. I was getting a lot of emails, and it was just about the only way I could keep up was to just turn it in. I mean, I that's not entirely true because I was faster. I was faster answering emails without having to talk them out on live stream. So that's actually not true. I was at a time when I was getting a lot of emails, but I don't know. Just it was late. I had the urge. What can I tell you? We'll see. We'll see. Welcome to live stream, everybody. Welcome to live stream. Here's what we got going on. This is you right here. If it's your first stream, say hello. Welcome to the stream. Very glad to have you. I will be reading your comments and your questions. Have you ever done a live stream with flying? Robert Rittenhouse. Yes, I have, Robert Rittenhouse. I actually it ended in a little bit of a disaster because my computer, after about an hour and a half of streaming, my computer went, "This is too much!" And then the live stream kind of crapped out. So I was disappointed. It's not good when a live stream ends with technical difficulties. I have done live streams flying though. It was pretty cool right up until it crapped out. So I'm going to be taking your questions here. Just a Q&A. That's what we're going to be doing. If you want to make sure I get your question, hit the $ right here. Leave a super chat like these beautiful people. That's a great way to support the channel. And another great way to support the channel is to become a patron. And that's these beautiful people on the right side. Hello, patrons. This is your moment. This is your moment on the sun, in the sun. This is your moment to. Hello, everybody. Patrons means that these people subscribe to me over at patreon.com. You've heard of Patreon, I'm sure. A lot of YouTubers talk about patreon.com. And one of the benefits is that they get to be on this Discord server and, get their moment in the sun. And they get half the screen during the live stream so I can read their questions. Eirik Toft says patrons rule. Eirik is super helpful. I'm slowly building up a cadre. Can I call it a cadre? Cadre has certain military connotations that I wouldn't want to be seen as, stolen valor. But I'm building up a what is it? Not a cadre, the name of the HBO show. The guys who come along with you. Okay, so I don't want to call them employees, although sometimes I pay them for their work, which seems fair. But I'm blanking on the word. Entourage. An entourage. That's it. That's the word. Thank you. Entourage. Chat caught up with me. Building up an entourage of beautiful, helpful people who work with me. Eirik Toft has been doing some work, doing some web coding for me. So he's a patron of mine, but then he does work for me. And so, that just goes both ways, right? Like the guys who give each other a $20 bill every Christmas, whatever. A collective. Ciati has a collective. I'm not sure how I feel about the word collective. Since when is cadre a military term? Isn't it, though? I mean, I know the military uses the term. I don't know if it's exclusively or originally military. Cadre. The key group of officers and enlisted personnel necessary to establish and train a new military unit. Definition of cadre. Oh, no, it's not originally a military term. Okay. A nucleus or core group, especially of trained personnel, able to assume control and or train others. Now, that's interesting. See, I didn't know that. I didn't know that it meant specifically the ability to train others and establish a new group. That's actually really interesting. Indoctrinated leaders active in promoting the interests of a revolutionary party. Oh, that's a little different. Well, anyway. Super Deluxe, I do not have a recommendation for a collapsible water bottle. I have no idea what a good collapsible water bottle is, to be honest with you. Have you ever fixed a water-damaged GoPro? How hard is it? I have no idea, CN Blazer. CN Blazer, GoPros are waterproof, right? GoPros are waterproof. So if your GoPro got water in it, I could not begin to tell you how to fix it if it was broken. I would just, here's how, yeah, you know what? I take it back. I take that back. CN Blazer. I have fixed a water-damaged GoPro. I took it to Best Buy, and I claimed the insurance policy, and I got a new one. That's how I fix my GoPros. How do you fix a GoPro? I have the Best Buy insurance, and I just get a new one. Hill Scraper FPV wants to know, have you flown the Cinelog 35 yet? Sort of. I'm going to steal Ciati's fire here. So, GepRC said to me, do you want to try the Cinelog 35? And I said, yes, but I'm not going to touch it unless you send it to Ciati first, and he says it's worth a damn. Because my theory, people will be like, well, isn't that nice that you're throwing Ciati throwing him a bone? No. This is a mutually beneficial arrangement. At least I hope I know it's beneficial to me. I hope it's beneficial to him. Because he is a professional now and flies Cinewhoops on movie sets and so forth. And he knows a lot more about micros than me. That was true before he went pro. And I am firmly of the opinion, I could just fly it and sort of shoot my mouth off. That's what I built my whole career around. Just shooting my mouth off about whatever. And apparently you guys like it. But I said, Ciati, send it to Ciati. So actually, unfortunately, there was a delay in the shipping related to the holiday they had in China recently. Ciati only just got it. But Ciati, I can tell you what Ciati told me about it. And then he's gonna send it to me, and I'm gonna fly it, and I'm gonna make a review of it. But I'll steal it, since I was the one who said, hey, can you send it to him? I'll feel a little justified in spoiling his review a little bit. He says that the GepRC Cinelog 3.5. So let's pull that up real quick on screen. Let's pull that up on screen. Yeah, they wanted GepRC. Where is it? Painless 360. Yeah, they wanted me to be part of the release. Drone Camps RC says the best Cinewhoop GepRC has ever made. That's impressive. Let me just get a picture of it up. Best one they've ever made. Oh, this is a chicken. Okay, that's not it. That's not it. There we go. So it's a 3.5-inch Cinelog. Fine. There's a picture of it. Little plug for Drone Camps RC. What Ciati said about it was, the first thing he said is, holy low throttle hover. In other words, it hovers at an incredibly low throttle because of its additional thrust and its weight. It's low weight and high thrust. It's designed to carry a full-size GoPro, so that stands to reason. Ciati says the Cinelog 3.5 is really tough to fly as a Cinewhoop, but it covers ground better than any Cinewhoop. So it is basically overpowered for a Cinewhoop, which could be a good thing, especially if you're carrying a GoPro. But it also means that there is less throttle precision. You could, of course, fix that in software by using a throttle scale. So, maybe. But it covers ground better than any Cinewhoop. And this reminds me of what I said about the ProTech 35 when I flew the ProTech 35, which was that it is kind of big and powerful for indoor use, like a Cinewhoop usually is, but it would be good for outdoor chasing. So, Ciati says the frame of the Cinelog 3.5 seems strong. Seems like you can bash the crap out of it. But he says, and I agree with him on this one, I'm struggling to figure out what it's for, though. Yeah, Nick S. asks, are Cinewhoops meant to cover ground? He says, I'm struggling to figure out what it's for, though. 20 to 40 miles an hour while following people is an awful specific use case. And I said, don't you think that's generally true for a 3.5-inch Cinewhoop? That by the time you get up to a 3.5-inch Cinewhoop, you lose the kind of precision, throttle precision that you need for indoor flying. You get additional speed, but by the time you're outdoors flying at 40 miles an hour, you probably are just using a 5-inch. And Ciati said exactly. He said, every so often I've been in situations where a prop-guarded 5-inch rig would have been nice, but I've always been fine with a 5-inch. So that's the big question. That's the big question about 3.5-inch Cinewhoops like the Cinelog 3.5 and the ProTech 35 for what it's worth. By the time you're flying a 3.5-inch, would you rather just be flying a 5-inch? What's a situation where you need a 3.5-inch, you're going to be near an actor? One of the things Ciati said was, well, even if you had like prop guards on a 5-inch, maybe it's a little bit big and loud and scary to be near an actor, that a 3.5-inch might be better. But it's a specific use case. And that a 2.5-inch or a 3-inch with a naked GoPro is going to be a better choice for a lot of situations where a Cinewhoop is needed. That by the time you're going 40 miles an hour carrying a full-size GoPro 9, you're not flying a Cinewhoop anymore. So that is the initial take on the GepRC Cinelog 35 and by extension, the ProTech 35, which, although it's not the same as the Cinewhoop, it's a similar criticism that I had when I flew the ProTech 35. So, Cyclimbo says, I could see this being useful for cycling or mountain biking. Yeah, right, Cyclimbo. So when I flew the ProTech 35, I keep going back to the ProTech 35 because I haven't flown the Cinelog yet because Ciati still has it. But I thought it would be great for chasing a downhill skateboarder. Chasing a downhill not a motorcyclist, I mean, sure, a motorcyclist, but chasing a downhill mountain biker. At that point, you're not doing what a Cinewhoop traditionally does, which is slowly flying indoors and near people. You're doing something different. And you got to ask, if you're going to chase a mountain, I mean, like, there are people who do like Red Bull downhill mountain biking and they're flying a 7-inch, right? If you're going to chase somebody on a vehicle, would you just have a 5-inch at that point and take your chances? You know, so that's the question. Anyway, I'm sure Ciati will be happy to talk about it on his stream as well. 3.5, very good for action sports. Yeah. Christopher Raff, 3.5-inch would be very good for action sports. And when doing action sports, you probably would rather carry a full-size GoPro because the durability of the naked GoPro is not as much. Whereas when you're flying a Cinewhoop indoors, who cares about, you're not doing anything where you're likely to crash, mostly. Alrighty. That's what we're going to do here, folks. We're going to take questions. We're going to answer questions. Hold on a second, though. I just got to check something real quick. Real quick, I think I saw that my thing had finished. Hang on a second. Just got to get this started. Will you please? Will you? There. Come on. Get on it. Where's my logistics robots? Okay, I'll wait. Where's the logistics robots? What are they doing? Oh, here they come. They're coming. Okay, well, back to the live stream. Somebody noticed I had Factorio running in the background. Some of these things take a long time. They take a long time to do. Okay, there we go. Thank you, robots. Thank you, Logistics Robots. Okay, now we can get this started. Here we go. I don't have enough solar power. I was running out of power overnight. Oh, come on. Come on. Fill in the landfill, you guys. Okay, we'll check back in on that. Okay. Oh, Ranger Rick, have you asked the same question 20 times and I was talking about something else? Oh, man. That sucks, man. That sucks. That's really frustrating. That you asked 20 times and nobody caught it. What's your question, Ranger Rick? Oh my God, it's probably a big deal. Ranger Rick. Ranger Rick's question. CADX Nano picture stinks. Can I swap another camera like Polar? Make it better. Yes, Rick. All the DJI cameras are interchangeable. Hey, Ranger Rick. Did you know there's a way you can make sure that I read your question? If only there was a way. If only there was a way. Let's read some of those super chats since that's the way to get me to read your question, theoretically. Isaac Mitchell, thanks for a $2 super chat. He just says, woot. Flying P. Bacon, thank you for 20 Canadian dollars. I wanted to thank you for the help on my CF during my Crossfire, during my vacation in France. Any ideas how I would waterproof an air unit? You don't need to waterproof or conformal coat the air unit. They are water resistant from the factory. There is no need to disassemble it. I would guess that the boards come conformal coated from the factory, but I don't know for sure. There's nothing special you need to do. I know a surprisingly large number of people who have crashed an air unit in the water, and it just seems to be okay. So, and I would guess that anything you do to try to waterproof the air unit will actually reduce its waterproofness compared to how it comes from the factory. So there's nothing you need to do. If you really care, like print some kind of plug for the USB port to try and protect it. But yeah. Dozer FPV, thank you for a $5 super chat. Dozer is moving to the Knoxville area next Friday. Any decent places to fly? Dozer, a lot of people fly at Lakeshore Park, which is a nice park near in the town. The best thing to do would be to join up with the Knoxville FPV Racing Facebook group. As far as free, there's not a lot of bandos in Knoxville, but there's various places to fly, and there's a very vibrant community in Knoxville, so definitely check it out. Definitely check out that Facebook group. Jonathan, thanks for a $5 super chat. I love the Tango 2, but I'm into Tracer already. Is it a waste to get one and spend money to make it work with Tracer? Crossfire wasted. Jonathan, that is no one can answer that question for you. If you're committed to Tracer because you put a bunch of Tracer receivers in your quads, then yeah, I guess buy the Tango 2 and buy a Tracer module and put it on there. What else are you going to do? You can spend the money to swap to Crossfire or another receiver. You can buy a Tango. If you're dying to fly that radio, just buy that radio and put a Tango module or a Tracer module on the back. That's all you can do. Anthony DiStefano, thank you for a $5 super chat. I have a Rapid Fire and Eachine box goggles. Mobula 7, Mobilite 7, both video cutting out in rhythmic intervals. It goes to black pixels for a second. If it's happening on multiple quads, Anthony DiStefano, then my guess would have to be that it's the goggles having a problem. The next thing I would do is find a friend with another set of goggles and see if it happens there. That will rule out your goggles or confirm that it's your goggles. Justin Rice, thank you for a $2 super chat. What's that website that has Betaflight's settings for a 7-inch? I believe that you're talking about UAV Tech's website, theuavtech.com, and he has presets there. And he has his presets, here we go, including presets for a 7-inch. So it's theuavtech.com. I'll put a link to that in the chat. Stratton Ford asks for recommendations to remove PCBs attached with pins. My Crossfire Nano is stuck on a mounting board with the pins. I can't desolder them all at once. That is a great question. And it's not, so let's start, let's just recap the situation for people who don't know. So you've got a Crossfire mounting board, kind of like this one maybe. And you have soldered your Crossfire receiver to the mounting board with pins. And as a result, you've got 4 pins in a row, all soldered down, okay? And now you need to undo it. If you just try and use your soldering iron, you can't get all 4 of the pins to flow at the same time, right? So what do? Well, what you don't do, I've done this, is desolder one pin and kind of pry at it, and then like try and desolder the second one and pry at it, right? And then what you end up doing is you destroy one or both of the things. Now, some people would say that you get in there with a solder sucker and you kind of suck out a little solder and suck out a little solder, and you keep doing it until it's dry enough that it comes loose. Yes, that will work. I mean, it may work. The strictly correct answer is to have a hot air rework station, which blows hot air. I don't mean like hot like a hot air gun. I mean hot like hot enough to melt solder. It blows hot air over the part, and then it will flow all 4 at once, and then you can just lift it off. Now, many people don't have a hot air rework station. Some people would say solder wick. Solder wick, it could work. Solder wick may not be as good at pulling the solder out of the holes, but solder wick could work. But there's a simpler solution. Here's what I would do. Get in there with a diagonal cutter. Cut the pins. Cut the pins. Now you have a Crossfire receiver with 4 individual pins in there, and you can desolder them one by one and pull them out. Cut the pins. That's the answer. I mean, hot air is the actual correct answer, but since you don't have a hot air station, then that's what you do. Just cut them. You may say, well, there's these little pin headers. The pin headers are plastic. You can just cut right through them. Now, there's one other technique that I want to show you. I've never used this personally, but I'm familiar with it as a thing that exists. This stuff is called Chip Quick. And Chip Quick is designed for people who don't have a hot air station, but they want to desolder as if they did. Can we see it in action? Basically, it is a alloy of metal. Can we just, oh my God, what a trash website. What a trash website. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. So Chip Quick is for people who don't have a hot air station, but they want to do work that would normally require a hot air station. It is an alloy of metal that holds heat and stays liquid for a long period of time. So this guy's going to use Chip Quick to, I guess he's going to probably desolder this. I don't know. You apply it much like solder. All right, here he goes. Spreading it all down this row of pins. I'm fast forwarding a little. And as he works it around the row of pins, boom, the solder all comes off, and then you clean it up. So if you really need to do some work where you need to flow multiple pins at the same time, it looks like he's soldering, but he's not. If you really need to do that, Chip Quick is the solution. It's holding the heat, it's staying liquid, it's melting the solder. And you could never do this with just solder. It would cool too quickly. Yeah, but there you go. All right. So that's how you do it. But the real answer for most people is just cut the pins. That's pretty cool, huh? Chip Quick is a brand. That's true. So like... SRA has a similar. SRA Soldering is a company. They've come on my channel and done an interview once upon a time. They have a desoldering solution like Chip Quick. It's not Chip Quick because Chip Quick is a brand name. And if I call it Chip Quick, then they'll be annoyed at me. Well, anyway, they've got one similar to it. Their website is not letting me search. I don't know why. No. I don't know. Desoldering braid? No. What's this? Anyway. I can't find it. Anyway. There you go. Oh, perfect. Boom. There we go. Oh, good. More solar power. Perfect. Oh, I got to get out of here. Hang on. I got to get out of this area here. I don't want to build on top of me. All right, we'll come back. That'll be built in a second. Okay, great. Got to get all the solar power. Yeah. See. Okay, perfect. Cool cat, the game is Factorio. It's Blunty is pointing out, we'll mention this on the news, of course. The BDI Digidaptor V2 is being recalled. The BDI Digidaptor, this is more a newsy thing, but the BDI Digidaptor V2 is being recalled. It has a defect that sometimes causes it to not turn on. BDI will be handling replacements directly. Contact them at their website support. So, going back to finishing up the super chats. Dweezil, thank you for 70 South African Rand. I have a Chaser 138 with Crossfire installed, and I want to use the air unit with my DJI controller instead. Am I right in saying I need to resolder the wires from the Crossfire to the air unit? Why would your Crossfire be soldered to your air unit? You would desolder the Crossfire receiver from the flight controller and then solder from the S-Bus pad of the air unit to the S-Bus input of the flight controller. Death FPV wants to know, I'm about to buy a new charger. What do you think of the Toolkit RC M6D? Death FPV, I have been disappointed with Toolkit RC's build quality enough times that I am not. I want to be careful what I say, because I don't want to say, oh, you know, they're dead to me. F them forever. I hope they die. Well, I would not say that. That would be too strong of a statement. And I'm worried that if I say something mildly critical, then it will be interpreted in that way, and then people will run with it, and then I'll get a bunch of messages from people saying, did you say this? So I don't want that to happen. But I would steer you away from the Toolkit RC M6D. The Toolkit RC, their very first charger, had a lot, I think it was the M8, had a lot of QC issues. Miscalibration of voltage, just dead units. And I was like, well, don't buy that one. But it's their first time out the gate. Their second one, and I'm forgetting the model numbers here, but their second one seemed okay. Now they've got the M6D. I've heard some issues with it, and honestly, I just LiPo chargers. There's no excuse to have a cheap, defective, bad quality LiPo charger, because when a LiPo charger goes wrong, then it like burns your house down. So I'm not saying that everyone needs to go out and buy a $300 Progressive RC. I'm not saying that everybody needs to spend a lot of money on a charger, but I feel like Toolkit RC has been disappointing in the past, and I would look towards an established brand like ISDT. I like the HobbyMate D6 Duo, of course, is my go-to, or Hoda. The SkyRC Q200 is one that people have been sending to me lately. I'm not sure why it's discontinued, but that's another one that has been pretty solid. And I feel like there's enough solid brands that there's no reason to, how many times are you allowed to release a LiPo charger that has serious QC issues before it's like, okay, well, So much for that. So, and there's good choices, and the Toolkit RC isn't. I can't be sure that it is one. That's all I'm saying. Super Deluxe wants to know if the new DJI Action Cam is a session killer. Well, it can't be a session killer because the session doesn't exist anymore. So it's dead already. The DJI Osmo Action 2, the big question is going to be the price. Leaks are suggesting that the price of the Osmo Action 2 comes in similar to the price of a Hero 9. So you're going to have to really want that form factor to be able to pay Hero 9 prices for it. Yeah. Where can I get more arms for the QAV-S? Asks Severin Haggerty. I mean, any of the QAV-S arms are interchangeable. So if you can't get but if Lumineer doesn't have them, then nobody has them, right? Chuck King FPV. Thank you for a $2 super chat. Isaac Mitchell, thank you for a $5 super chat. Here's a bit more than you earned it. Already know what I broke and how to fix it because of you. Excited about the new gimbals when they come. Thank you, Isaac Mitchell, for the donation. Leo Ponce asks, any thoughts on the DJI Ronin 4D and the wireless technology getting to the FPV system? Leo Ponce, it's interesting that you say that. When I saw the DJI Ronin, so for those who don't know, the DJI Ronin 4D is the new camera from DJI. It's a cinema camera. It is cool as hell. It is so cool. So it has a built-in 4-axis gimbal. Okay, I don't need sound. It has a built-in 4-axis gimbal just for the lens. So cool. It has a built-in LiDAR unit that it uses for its autofocus. Okay, I just want to see it. No, I don't. There we go. I want to see the camera. So the autofocus is LiDAR based, and it shows the LiDAR sort of profile so that the cinematographer can set the focus based on the object, not based on by looking at what's in focus, etc., etc. It's super cool. But here we go. This is perfect. One of the things it has, this is a wireless control unit for the camera. It's got a display and it's got full camera controls, including the ability to pull focus. So in this case, the camera operator, or the guy who's holding the camera and the guy who is operating the camera are together. But in fact, they could be this guy could be sitting off in a chair somewhere looking at the monitor, and while this guy holds the camera and have full control. And when I first saw this, I thought this is why they developed the DJI FPV system. So you asked, wouldn't it be interesting to see this technology make its way back into the DJI FPV system? And I thought, wow, doesn't it go the other way? Like, they need a long-range, low-latency video link. Isn't that this? And if anything, I would argue that they developed the DJI FPV system because they had applications like this in mind, and the FPV market was just a convenient test bed for them to develop a long-range, low-latency control or a video link. So, I mean, I think that this is. I mean, I don't know. Who knows? We're just speculating. But I would think that this is some version of the DJI FPV system, and we went into this camera, not the other way around. Toady RZ. I watched the Corridor Crew review of this camera. It was my favorite. I watched a bunch of them. A lot of the Corridor Crew one was just the right balance of hype and fact. It's an extremely cool camera. I desperately wish that I had a use for it. It's the technology. It uses optical sensors, the same as like a Mavic, to do stabilization of the lens. So the gimbal is not just gyro-based stabilization. It's optical stabilization, the same as a Mavic. It's such a cool camera. I desperately wish that I had a reason to justify buying one, but I don't. So anyway, it'll be very, very interesting to see if professional cinematographers adopt this camera, because obviously, you know, pros are very locked into their gear. So if you've got somebody who shoots with RED cameras and their whole workflow is built around RED cameras, for them to switch over to this DJI camera is going to be extremely, I mean, any pro sort of shifting gears like this is extremely, there's a cost to it, right? And then you're locked into DJI. Although worth pointing out that they do have the ability to mount different lenses. You can change the lens mount out and use your standard lenses. It's a really cool camera. Look at that gimbal working. Look at that. It's crazy how good this camera is. It's crazy how the technology they put into it. Crabtree FPV says, I thought the Polar Nano was out. I thought the Polar Nano was out too. I was working on the website today, and I was going to, on my website, fpvknowitall.com is my website, in case you're new here. We were working on the DJI page, which hasn't been updated in too long, let's just say. And I was working on, also, don't have a description for this. Also, this should be the Roma V2. Anyway, we're working on getting that updated. But I was looking at the iFlight Alpha 85 and thought, oh, the Alpha 85 comes with the Polar Nano now. And it does, in fact. It comes with the Polar Nano, which is way better because the Nebula Nano is kind of crappy. But you can only buy this from iFlight. And if you try to buy the Caddx Polar Nano anywhere else, you can only find it, like you actually can't even find the Polar Nano on Caddx's website. I don't believe. You can only find the Polar Nano on Flywoo's website in the naked version. So, why? Can we? Let's just try searching. Polar Nano. No, see? You can only buy the Polar Nano from Flywoo. So that's weird. But there you go. But you can get, but interestingly, you can get the A85 with the Polar Nano with a standard VTX. So go figure. Will Flywoo sell you just the camera? That's an interesting question. Will they sell just the camera? I don't think so. If they do, is it? There we go. Okay, that's interesting. You can buy just the camera. So there you go. There you go. Does Flywoo have a non-naked one as well? Where is it? But the point is, you can't just go anywhere and buy the Polar Nano. So, Tasty Shrimp wants a pinout diagram for the rapid fire module. Tasty Shrimp, I just always go back to this old image from Oscar Leong. All Fat Shark modules have the same pinout because they all fit into the same module bay, don't they? So Oscar, good old Oscar Leong. Hello, hello. Can I just see the damn picture? Yeah, there's your pinout right there. It's the same for all Fat Shark modules. Just make sure you're looking at it the right side from the front of the back. Try All FPV, thank you for a $2 super chat. Thoughts on the Runcam Split HD and the Jumper T Pro? The Runcam Split HD is, I don't know if we're going to, where was that teased? Somebody posted a picture in the Discord. Hold on, let me scroll back to it. They teased it on Instagram, but I don't think there's actually any other information about it anywhere. So here is Runcam Split HD. What is it? No one knows. It's just a rendering. Super Deluxe. They're brown. They're Cherry MX brown switches on my keyboard. Thank you for asking. What is it? Does anyone know? I mean, it's obviously it's a thinner DJI compatible VTX, right? Is that, I mean, that's what it is, right? No one knows. Has anyone, have they even, it's a high, oh, Big Data Pimp. Is it a DVR for the Vista? That's what Big Data Pimp says. So it's a DVR that piggybacks, it doesn't replace the Vista. It's a DVR that piggybacks on the Vista. It's interesting. Does it replace, like, how does it mount? Ah, I guess that's clever. I guess that's clever. I mean, I don't miss an onboard DVR. I don't miss an onboard DVR. I DVR my DJI stuff for the times when I want the DJ, like if I've lost my GoPro footage and I just need a backup, it's acceptable. If my DJI footage is good enough for me to fly with, it's good enough to use as a DVR. I think the person who wants a DJI DVR is a person who isn't flying with a GoPro, and that's their main footage that they want to record. And at that point, I guess the question you would have to ask is, why don't you just use the Air unit, which has built-in DVR? And the answer to that question is, sorry about that, folks, straighten out my camera. The answer to that question is, number one, many frames won't fit the Air unit. A stacking 20mm DVR could be desirable. The other question is the frickin' SD card slow nonsense. Yeah. Yeah, the MK is wise to remind us that this is just a Photoshop of the bottom layer. It's just a copy of the bottom layer flipped over in a render. So there is no product here yet. So it's interesting. I think there is a market for a high definition DVR for the Vista, because there are people out there who would like to have a DVR but can't use an Air unit for some reason. Quad Doc says if you can carry an Air unit, you can probably carry a GoPro. I disagree, Quad Doc. I mean, there are people who prefer to fly a 5-inch without a GoPro for financial reasons, usually, but also because of weight. But let's say you had a 245 gram, 3.5-inch quad. You're not going to put a GoPro on that. It would probably fly with a GoPro, but fly like crap. But if you want to, add 15 grams to stick a DVR on there, I think people would do that. I think people would do that. But we really want the frickin' canvas mode for the OSD. Yes. Yes. There we go. Okay. All right, we'll check in. We'll check in a little bit after that's done. We got to build solar. We got to build solar arrays. We need power. Can't let the biters get into my base. I need the lasers. The lasers need power, you guys. Look. 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 Do you see these lasers? Oh, that needs to be repaired. See? Do you see these corpses right here? If we don't have solar power, these corpses get inside the base. And these lasers... yeah, look right there. These lasers are not going to... We need more lasers. Why are the robots not fixing this guy? Oh, my God. Robots, get your shit together. Why are they not fixing this guy? They need to fix it. Because I told him to go. Oh. Oh, there they go. They're working. They're working. Okay. Adam Victor has over 1,000 hours in Factorio. Yep. I just finished. I am working here. Hang on. I'll tell you. I'm working my way through yellow science. I'm almost finished the tech tree up through space science. That's where I'm at. Nowhere. I'm still a ways away from launching a rocket, though. But that's where I'm at. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Got to work on the Spidertron. Yes. 21% towards a Spidertron. Oh, yeah. This game there's a tendency to think, I'm almost there. No matter where you are, whatever you've just accomplished, there will always be one more thing to fix. Irish Tofts points out that Pavel Spikowski did a pretty good video on what it takes to implement canvas mode. All I know is that Fat Shark did it. Fat Shark did it. So how hard could it be? No, I'm joking. Oh. RC Ritter. It's a thing, man. It's a thing. RC Ritter says he's downloading Factorio now. Hang on. This is what you're in for. Look at this nonsense. What is it all? I don't know, but if you're looking at this and you're drooling, look, see? If you're drooling right now. Oh, what's that? If this is the game for you, you're drooling right. Why is this backed up? I guess that's good. Why is this backed up? Hey. Oh, green circuits are backed up. That's not good. Red circuits are... I need way more red circuits. What's the... Oh. Oh, my God. What about the Jumper T Pro? Adam Victor says if you find a couple of people to play with online, it's a ton of fun. I would worry that people, if I played Factorio online, they would like, you'd need to start a new game with those people. Because if anybody starts messing this factory up, I'm going to cry. Oh my goodness gracious. Beefy Tips, so salty. I guess if you're going to be Beefy Tips, you need to be salty. Goodbye, Beefy Tips. You're out of here. I don't know what you're being salty about. What's good, Beefy Tips? The Jumper T Pro. The Jumper T Pro is... let's see. Oh, there's no information about it. Ghost Branch FPV, don't get me started on Satisfactory. I prefer a 2D game, my friend. Somebody put in the Discord a picture of the T Pro. What's Beefy Tips salty about? I don't know, man. I hear the word sellout and my whole brain turns off and I just ban you. Like, I'm not even going to sit and listen to it. I don't even know what you're accusing me of. I just don't care anymore. Can somebody put pictures of the T Pro in the Discord chat? I know they're on the Discord somewhere. I can't find them, though. If somebody could paste them, that would be great. Nate Adams, thanks for a $5 super chat. Any recommendations for a 20x20 all-in-one flight controller for the DJI Tiny Whoop? Any idea if the Transtech Beetle 2.5 is coming back in stock? Nate, when can anybody tell me when the Transtech Beetle was in stock after it first released? The Transtech Beetle was really, really good, and then they just kind of stopped making it, and I kind of don't know if Transtech even still exists. I wish the Transtech Beetle 2.5 would come back in stock because it was the 3-inch was really good. A 20 by 20 all-in-one flight controller for a DJI Tiny Whoop. Nate, most people building a DJI, so there's no such thing as a DJI Tiny Whoop, first of all, because Tiny Whoop is 65 millimeter, maybe 75 millimeter. The closest you're going to get is a toothpick style quad in the maybe 85 millimeter. I mean, I know someone out there has done a 75, I'm sure, but you're going to be looking at 85 to 95 millimeters, most likely. A toothpick style is going to be the closest you're likely going to get on maybe 3-inch props. At that point, you're going to be using a toothpick style, a 25 millimeter flight controller, not a 20 by 20. As far as toothpick style flight controllers go, I mean, the iFlight Beast is probably a good one. The ones that are rated at like, I mean, Bob Ruge says all you need is 12 amps, and he's probably right. But having a higher amp rating to me feels like an advantage. So the problem is the budget. I mean, you're going to pay $90 or $120, and that's a lot to pay. But I think if I were building a DJI quote-unquote Tiny Whoop toothpick style quad, I'd be looking at an all-in-one 25 millimeter flight controller, not a 20 by 20 stack. If only because with the Vista on top, you're going to have a really tall stack if you have it too high. Here are the pictures of the Jumper T Pro. This is supposedly, I don't think this is confirmed. I think it's leaked. It is a radio by Jumper shipping with 900 megahertz Express LRS built in. And I don't know about you, but I immediately said, this looks like a DJI controller had sex with a tango. Like, this design right here is so, it looks just like the DJI controller. Okay? But right here on the front, it looks just like a tango, pretty much. We got the 3 control buttons. We got a jog wheel. Got a 6-position switch here. My big question is, why 900 megahertz? Why not 2.4 gigahertz? That's what everybody's doing, isn't it? We got 3-position switches here. Carbon cage FPV. 3-position switches here. Are there these must be momentaries. These shoulders here are momentaries. These are probably sliders. We don't know, but that's what we would guess. And a 6-position here. Why 900 megahertz? Crabtree says if they can put Express LRS, why can't they put Crossfire? I mean, Express LRS is open source. That's why. Will the DJI controller work with the air unit, the new one? The new DJI controller does not work with the air units. So, I don't know. The Jumper T-Lite is pretty good. The Jumper T-Lite's pretty good. So then, what does that mean for this one? It means this one could be good. But at the same time, why 900 megahertz? Why not 2.4 gigahertz? That's what everybody's going to ask. Anyway. Ed Haley says the only reason to go lower frequency is penetration and range, but you don't really need more penetration and range than what 2.4 gigahertz Express LRS gives you. So, I don't know. It's interesting. Radios with Express LRS in them are coming. That's not the only one, though. That's not the only one. More are coming. Crabtree FPV, thank you for a $5 super chat. He says, check your video game. I mean, if you're going to make me because you super chatted, I think we're going to build one more. I mean, why not just fill out this area here? Boom. Cliff is in the way. You know what we do with cliffs? We have explosives for that. Cliffs, we have explosives. Boom! No more cliffs. All right, that's taken care of. All right. So there's the solar. How are we doing for power? We really need to check at night how it's been going at night. Yeah. Our accumulators recharging. Okay, I think we're doing good. 235 megawatts. All right, I think we're doing okay. Yeah, the laser turrets are taken care of. Okay, back to the live stream. Why is my research going so slowly? That's the next thing I have to check. My research is going really slowly. Are we going okay over here in the science? No. Yellow science is heavily backed up. What's going on, yellow science? Oh. Oh, how did that happen? How did those get on that side of that belt? Son of a... All right. The robots can take care of this. Just delete the belt. The robots will pick it up. All right, we'll come back later. Oh, there they go. Okay. Okay, there we go. How did that happen? How did those even get there? Where's the rest of the blue circuits? Jesus. Blue circuits! Where are the blue circuits? Why am I not making blue circuits? Damn it. Why am I not making blue circuits? Fluid ingredient shortage? What the frick? Where's my lubricant? Lubricant, 25K. Why do I not have lubricant? Damn it. Fluid ingredient short. There, lubricant. Lubricant's going... Oh, anyway. All right, I got to figure out why the blue circuit machines are not getting lubricant. Wait, that's the wrong... Wait a minute. That's not lubricant. Why is sulfuric acid in my lubricant pipe? Jesus. How did that happen? Oh, my God. Ah. That's the game. Why is sulfuric acid in my lubricant pipe? That's what I asked my wife. Am I right? Okay. Thank you for the super chat, Crabtree. Mixie Wiz, thanks for a $2 super chat. What's the best way to add a servo for a geyser to the flight controller? Mixie Wiz, I helped Let's Fly FPV. Oh, look at that handsome young man. I helped Let's Fly FPV set up a servo aux channel. Basically, you're going to set up an aux channel controlled by a potentiometer on your quad. Go through that tutorial, and that's how you set it up. The difference being he's setting up a bomb drop, and you're going to be setting... But either way, he's going to control it with a switch. You're going to control it with a potentiometer. That's all. That all doesn't matter, but this is how you set it up. So that's the answer, MixWiz. Thank you for your super chat. John's Base Camp, thank you for a $5 super chat. Can an iFlight Titan H3 handle a 1500 milliamp hour battery for cruising, or is 183 grams too heavy for that quad? Here's a good rule of thumb, guys. A good rule of thumb about how heavy your battery should be. Your battery should be about half the weight of the quad dry, or if you prefer to think of it this way, about a third of your all-up weight. So if you have a quad that weighs 600 grams dry without the battery, you should have a battery that weighs about 200 grams for a total weight of about 800 grams. If you have a quad that weighs about 400 grams dry, 300 grams. I'm sorry. 600 grams dry, 300 grams for the battery, total weight of 900 grams. Sorry about that, guys. So good at math. If you have a quad that weighs about 400 grams dry, the battery should weigh about half that, 200 grams, for a total weight of about 600 grams. So the first thing I would do is I would look up the iFlight Titan H3. I can already see it's a 3-inch racing drone. I think a 1500 milliamp hour battery is going to be too heavy, but let's see if we can figure something out. Weight is 170.6 grams without a battery. So 170 divided by 2. Our battery should be about 85 grams. Now, as you get into micro quads, those numbers can get a little weird. Like micro quads often have a heavier battery just because they have to get any decent amount of flight time. What battery do they recommend? Battery 4S 650 to 850 milliamp hour. So let's look up a 4S 650 milliamp hour battery. Here's a tattoo, 4S 650. Let's get a weight. Approximate weight, 74 grams. That is actually just about right. Bingo. I love it when the numbers work out. About 74 grams, and then an 850 is about 100 grams, which again, it's right in the ballpark of about half the dry weight. Now, so that means that 1500 milliamp hour is going to be twice as heavy as the battery ideally ought to be. Now, you got some flexibility here. That metric is for like a freestyle quad, right? So if you're going to build a long-range cruiser, your battery might get heavier. I don't know what the upper end on that is going to be. Like, could you get a battery? Could you put a 400 gram battery on a 400 gram quad? Would it even, I mean, it probably would fly, right? You probably have enough thrust to weight ratio to get into the air, but it's going to fly like crap, right? So there's a limit there. I don't know where it is. I would guess that the limit is somewhere between like 1/2 the dry weight up to 1.0 times the dry weight. Somewhere in between there is where you're going to want to be. You by putting a 1500 milliamp hour battery on a 170 gram quad, you are at more than 1.0 times the dry weight, and I think that's going to be much heavier. It's going to be no good. Hectectica, thank you for a $10 super chat. ESC is making random startup chimes when the battery's plugged in, and I have 100% error for one of the motors in the Motors tab in Betaflight. I just flew this quad and the smoke stopper isn't tripped, so what happened? I mean, it sounds like your ESC died. If the ESC is making, if you plug in the battery and the ESC goes do 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 do, the ESC is probably dead. I mean, it could be an issue with your XT60 plug or your wiring. It's not impossible. The first thing, yeah, and you have 100% error for one of the motors. Yeah, it sounds like the ESC died. I don't know why the ESC died. Sometimes things just die for no reason. Stratton Ford, thank you for a $2 super chat. What's your drink of choice? Currently, tonight I was drinking Kentucky bourbon. Now it's empty. Aber the Ham, thank you for a $2 super chat. How dare you introduce me to Getting Over It? Well, yeah, there's another game out there that you could consider called Factorio. Don't worry. It's just like having a real job, except you don't get paid. Dan636 asks, would you be willing to look at my Blackbox log? I feel like there's a lot more noise on my new build and can use some help. Sure, Dan636. Did you email it to me? Dan636. I'm going to guess that you didn't email it to me. So Dan636, you got to get me the file. I'll look back in my email in a little bit and see if you have sent it to me, okay? Tyler Levitt, what's the best way to update the module in the Radiomaster TX16S? It says module update selected. I have a video. This one. This is the video you want. It shows how to update the module. Tyler Levitt. There's the video for you, my friend. That is how to do it. There's a website you go to where you download the firmware, then you put the firmware on your SD card, and then you flash the sucker. This video goes through all the details. Oh, Tyler says I'm the first person to ever get their last name correct. Sweet! Lavite. I mean, how else would you pronounce that? Ed Haley, the video says Jumper T16, but it's the same for all of them. In fact, I really should consider renaming that video because it's no longer really unique to the Jumper T16, is it? How about multi-protocol module update recommended. How to flash Radio Master internal module. I don't know. If you're Jumper T16 or Radio Master TX16S. And all the radios today have a bootloader. They fixed that, so yeah, okay, that'll do. We'll change the name there. Death FPV wants to know if a FreeSky STL USB link can be used to flash the Jumper T16 module, which doesn't have a bootloader. And if it's an ST-Link adapter, it should work. I don't think there's anything unique about the FreeSky ST-Link. The only thing I'm going to go check is that an ST-Link is, in fact, the adapter you need. No. So it looks like they use a CP210 module, CP2102. That's different than an ST-Link, isn't it? Are they the same thing? I don't think an ST-Link is a CP210. I think they're different. And it looks like a CP210 is what you need to flash the internal module. So I don't think you can use the ST-Link adapter. But I'm not 100% sure about that. Dan636 just sent the Google Drive link to me. All right, we're going to look at Dan636's, oh, it's a PNG. What? No. That's a PNG. Dan, why is it linking to a PNG file? I don't know. I'm kind of suspicious. Let me see what happens if I just go to Google Drive and click on Shared with Me. Nope, I don't see it. I don't see it, man. We'll keep trying. Why do I lose telemetry with Crossfire a few meters away on Mambo, but I keep control of the quad? Moi FPV, the telemetry link and the control link are separate. For example, a long time ago, racers would run Crossfire with no antenna just to save size. And even though they were running with no antenna, they had enough range to race on and didn't mind it. And they would actually burn out the telemetry transmitter on the Crossfire receiver because it was transmitting for, just hours and hours. It was transmitting with no antenna, and eventually a RF module will burn out if you do that. So those guys would have no telemetry connection, but they would still have control. Now, I don't know why yours is doing what it's specifically doing, but, that's the bottom line is, yeah, you could have damaged if you ran it without an antenna, for example, you could have damaged the telemetry transmitter, but you could still have control. Okay. Still waiting on this Blackbox log. No, but really, why is there sulfuric acid in my... Oh, no, it needs sulfuric acid. That's correct. So why does it have a shortage of sulfuric acid? Oh, why am I out of sulfuric acid? That's the question. Go back this way. Okay, sulfuric acid comes in over here. That's petroleum gas. Here's where the petroleum... Why am I not making sulfur? Because I don't have petrol. It's a petroleum gas shortage. Damn it. Well, why is my coal liquefaction plant not making petroleum gas? It is making petroleum gas. Oh, Jesus. Where's the train that's bringing in the petroleum gas? What's wrong with you? Oh, it's this oil field is slowing down. That's the problem. This oil field is running out of oil, so it's not making as much petroleum gas. That's why I'm not getting my Spidertron researched fast enough. I need a Spidertron! All right, well, now we know. I got to get more... Okay, mental note, get more petroleum gas. Okay. I see I shut down that other train station that was bringing in petroleum gas because I thought it wasn't. Anyway. I need Spidertron. All right. Chase Eder wants to know, do you think the Cetus Pro is good? The Cetus Pro is a very clever quad. I flew it at Rampage and was impressed with it. However, Beta FPV as a whole has to come with a big little disclaimer that says if you buy this product, there is some chance that it will just die on you, and then you may just be screwed. So you got to be okay with that when you buy the Cetus Pro. Beta FPV does such cool stuff, but they just cannot get their overall quality control to a level. If Beta FPV put out products with the quality of an iFlight, they would just take over the freaking world. Because look at the products that they make. The Light Radio. Such a good product. A $40 controller that runs OpenTX under the hood, but it doesn't have like a screen to confuse you. It comes pre-programmed, ready to go. $40. Have decent gimbals. Like it was, and then like the solder joints were just dying on everybody's Light Radio. And so many people who were beginners who bought a Light Radio were disappointed. And it's like, So they do really cool things, but then they sabotage themselves with poor quality. And so, like, I would love to say the Cetus is a great product. It is a great way to get into FPV. It has altitude hold. It actually has legit altitude hold. And if you got a Cetus Pro that actually was decent quality, you would love it. But the chances of you getting one and then it dies on you and then you're like, F this whole hobby, it's full of ripoffs, are too high. So I hesitate. I think the safest bet for a beginner is either a newbie drone bind and flight kit. If you're in the USA, newbie drone ships out of the USA. They don't have international fulfillment. If you're outside the USA, the shipping on a newbie drone probably is going to be a deal breaker. The shipping and the import tax. Or an Emax Tiny Hawk. Emax makes pretty solid bind and flies. Dan636 says I have access to the file now. Well, is that so? We're going to look at Dan636's Blackbox log. There we go. We got it. We're going to get it. Moy FPV, thank you so much for the kind words. All right, so the question is, do you think there is excessive noise on this one? So I'm going to look at the files. Hang on, let me move this to my center screen. I'm going to look at the logs here, and I see that most of them are very, very short. There's just this 1 3-minute one here. That's the whole flight, if you will. The next thing to do is to to scroll forward through the log. Down here is the throttle position, and just move the playhead through the log until after the quad is in the air, and press the I key to set the in point, and then go to the end of the log. And you see this garbage right here? This is where you landed. You're going to press the O key to set the out point, and it'll cut out that stuff. I've heard this tip before, and I didn't make it a part of my workflow, but I was recently reminded of it by, Mr. Blackbox, Mark Spatz. And if you leave in this stuff at the beginning and this stuff at the end, it'll screw up your data when you're looking at gyro data. The next thing we're going to do is I'm just going to press the 1 key, or go to here to get the overview. These are Mark Spatz's his layouts. We're not workflow. Crap. Blanking on a word again. Here comes the Alzheimer's. His work, is frickin' dang it. Oh. Hang on a second. His frickin', it doesn't matter. Any. His workspaces. Thank you. God, what's wrong with me? His workspace. These are Mark Spatz's workspaces. You can get them off his website, theuavatech.com. I don't know why this one is blank. Whatever it's supposed to be, but and we're going to go to the overview, and then we want to look at the debug mode. You need to capture in Betaflight with debug set to gyro scaled, because the gyro, this is your post filtering gyro data. It doesn't tell you much, and it's not where you want to start anyway. So we're going to click on gyro scaled roll, and it's going to bring up this frequency versus throttle chart. We can also just look at frequency. And part of the problem is that the magnitude of these lines is affected by the length of the flight. The longer so they don't control for the length of the flight. So it's difficult to judge your noise profile simply based on looking at how high these spikes are. However, this is about a 3-minute flight, and that's, roughly as long as many freestyle flights are. I agree with you that these spikes look pretty high. This does look like an unusually large amount of noise. It would be great if Blackbox Viewer controlled for the length of the flight and normalized the magnitude of the noise, basically. Let's go back to the frequency versus throttle. So this noise up, what we would normally expect to see is a sort of a curved swoosh that represents the motor RPM, that as you raise the throttle, this is the y-axis is throttle, as you raise the throttle, the frequency of the motor noise goes up. And we can kind of see that swoosh through here, but it is really being sort of covered up by a bunch of noise. Let me turn this down a little, see if that helps. It's being covered up by a ton of noise around, there's a spike around 200 hertz, and then just a big bleh around 400 hertz. So I do agree that something's going on with this. Let's look at pitch. That was roll. This is pitch. The other thing we're looking for is vertical streaks, which indicate harmonic or resonant frequencies. We can kind of see that here at roughly, I think, around, say, 150-ish hertz. There's just this big blob up here, though. How about yaw? Oh, wow. Now, this is interesting. Yaw has a big resonant peak right here at approximately 200 and maybe 40, 250, 200, 300, a little higher than that. Big, yeah, something's going on with your quad. You got a big resonant harmonic peak here on yaw. And pitch and roll are, you don't see, like, let me see if I can find, well, I don't want to, well, let me open another file in a minute. You don't see the characteristic swoosh of the motors. You got a lot of blobs of noise here. I think you're right that it does look like there's something going on, like, mechanically with this. Now let's look at the post filtering. And you can see that if we look at the gyro, this is being fairly well filtered. If we go back to the frequency plot, it's being fairly well filtered, but it's not good. It's definitely not good. Yeah, it's not good. I agree. You got a little bit of a problem. Now I'm going to go back to the chat. Yeah, Jeremy Sarge says that looks like a bent motor bell. Yeah, the fact that you've got this big blob of noise up around 400 hertz, those tend to be motor frequencies. So, and the frequency of the noise does seem to be related to the throttle. It didn't make like it didn't make a diagonal line, which would be a strong correlation between motor RPM and frequency, but just this big blob. I feel like that may be a bad motor. The yaw resonance, though, that's just such a clear indication that you have a resonance issue. So there you go. Is the Discord, am I in the wrong channel on the Discord? Oh, okay. I was like, why is the Discord not updating? Why are the Discord people not commenting? And it's because I went over to the Express LRS channel and then didn't go back to the live stream. Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. Hi. Welcome back. Let's see here. It's Blunty. How are you? Where are you seeing David Wallace's name on my website? Where are you seeing that? What have you done, Blunty? I mean, he's the guy who works on the website, so it's not that weird. It's a little surprising. Okay, well, there you go. Flyborg FPV, I did not miss your super chat. I just hadn't gotten to it yet. That's how she go. Thank you for a $5 super chat. Thanks for all you do for our hobby. Any idea when the Bardwell flight controller is coming back in stock? Flyborg, no. That's entirely between iFlight and Race Day Quads. I don't know. Sorry about that. As soon as possible. The thing is, they sold out and we ordered more. Race Day Quads ordered more. Now what? We just wait for them to make them. Zach Tempone asks, do you think the Edge TX would finally make the Nirvana usable? I love that radio so much, but its implementation of OpenTX broke me. Zach, we all hope so. Everybody who bought a Nirvana and got left out in the cold is praying that Edge TX will make it work for them, but we don't know. Nick S., you are persistent. I'll give you that. When do the Devil Horn arms made from Chris Rosser carbon come back in stock? I don't know, Nick. I have no plans at this. I mean, I would have to talk about that with Luminaire, with Get FPV. They tend to like to keep things in-house. So I think there would have to be a compelling argument that those are better than the ones they're sourcing, because I guarantee you they would be paying a lot more for it. Here's the thing. Right now, you pay $6 or $7 for a replacement arm for a QAVS. Would people be willing to pay? I mean, I don't know what the markup would be. Would people be willing to pay $10 for a single arm? 12? I don't know, whatever the markup would be. I don't know. That would be a big ask. Oh, apparently David Wallace is showing up as the author. Well, he is the author, so I guess that makes sense on my website. Desert, thank you for €2. Any reason why ExpressLRS wouldn't completely take over? I've talked about this before. Let's answer that question a straightforward way. Let's assume that ExpressLRS is the best. And then we're going to try and find any reason at all not to get it. The quality of the hardware is definitively worse than Ghost or TBS Crossfire, because the people who are the companies who are manufacturing it don't have the same standards for quality. That Immersion RC is fanatical about QC. That doesn't mean that they're perfect and that they have never had a bad product leave their company. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, no one has 100% success rate. But they're fanatical about quality control. TBS is fanatical about quality control and takes a lot of pride in the design and quality of their hardware. Like, remember that Tiny Whoop that TBS sold? They didn't like invent it. They just partnered with somebody and sold it. And a lot of people, I think, thought it was kind of crappy. Didn't like it. It doesn't mean that every product TBS puts out is the best ever, but like a Crossfire receiver, a TBS Unify video transmitter, the build quality of that is some of the best in FPV. Okay? As far as consumer electronics go, it's probably still not that great. Compare it to a Sony television, or a Lenovo laptop. It's probably pretty bad quality. In terms of, just defect rate, for example. But for FPV, they're some of the best. So why would you not buy ExpressLRS? Some people don't trust. I mean, now that Maytech is making ExpressLRS hardware, like Maytech is the first manufacturer of ExpressLRS hardware that I've gone, oh, they're pretty good. You hear Happy Model is making a ExpressLRS receiver and you go, oh, that's really cool. That is really cool that somebody's doing that. It's Happy Model, huh? I guess it's good that somebody's doing it, right? You're that Beta FPV's making receivers. You go, yeah. It looks like ExpressLRS is really coming into its own. Beta FPV? I mean, here at Maytech, they make good hardware. So, anyway. So hardware quality and the complexity of having to flash it. Flashing with TBS Agent X or flashing with the Ghost Updater, relatively simple. Flashing with the ELRS companion, as it's way simpler than compiling by hand, but a little like you buy a Ghost or Crossfire receiver, you could just bind it, you can go. You never have to flash it if you don't want to. But you buy an ExpressLRS receiver, and technically, yes, you can just bind it and go, but they really expect you to flash it with a binding phrase. And if you don't, they're like, what are you doing? So just the assumptions about a user of ExpressLRS are a little different. ExpressLRS is not trying to be mainstream. They want to just be their own, and maybe they will be mainstream. But their focus is doing their own little thing. And not necessarily, yeah. Anyway, I think ExpressLRS is going to get a lot bigger. Here's the thing. I don't think ExpressLRS is going to knock Ghost or Crossfire out of existence. But I would love to see ExpressLRS knock FreeSky out of like, obviously FreeSky will still sell receivers, but if every single bind and fly quad that was just like, I don't know, I guess we'll put a FreeSky receiver in it, right? If that could just turn out to be Express LRS, that would be so cool. That would be so cool. Anyway. RC Ritter wants an Express LRS whoop board. Doesn't Happy Model make one of those? Dan636, thank you for a $20 super chat. That's a big super chat. Thank you so much. Dan3636 asks, a micro reverb 4-inch 1804 X-Nova 3500 kV motors, T-motor mini F7 stack. I had to use antenna tube for a spacer in the flight controller gummies and it fits tight. Could that be a factor? Do you suggest different motors? Thank you so much for your help. I don't know anything wrong with those 1804 X-Nova motors, like, specifically. If you've done something screwy with the flight controller gummies, that could be affecting it. Why did you have to use an antenna tube for a spacer? Did you have the wrong size screws? I don't know. If the flight controller mounting is not correct, I think that would be the kind of thing I would want to solve before I can, like, was like, I guess this flight controller is boned. Thank you, Michael Scarpati, for a $5 super chat. We're caught up on super chats. Isn't that amazing? Yeah, Paul McDonald, that's my guess as well. That the frame has M2, but he has M3 mounting for the flight controller. I think the T-motor F7 is M3, so he needed to space it out. And at that point, if the flight controller is wobbling, then that could definitely be the problem. Airframe FPV says, are the CNC gimbals that much better than the Hall Effect gimbals on the Radiomaster TX16S? Yeah. Now, they're how gimbals should be. Now, I say that as someone who absolutely flies with crappy plastic gimbals for his whole career in FPV and RC. And I am not in any way saying, like, you gotta get these. You're gonna fly like Mr. Steel. I am not saying that. I would fly on... You're looking at my fingernail, aren't you? You're just looking at my fingernail. Now you can't stop noticing it. Let me just say, sometimes somebody wants to paint your fingernail, and you say yes. That's all I'm saying. All that being said, they're so good. Like when you lower the throttle and it just goes thunk and stays there, and there's no flex or wobble at the bottom. They feel really good. They're very, like, if you're used to Futaba gimbals or Spectrum, you're probably still going to think these are crap. But if you're used to jumper gimbals, I feel like these are a big step up. Now, the thing is, should you spend $130 on them? No. Nope. No. There are so many things in FPV that you should spend $130 on that will make such a bigger difference in your life than these gimbals. But if you're at the bottom of the list and you're like, yeah, I kind of just need to upgrade something, they are worth spending that money on if you've got that money for like a quality of life improvement more so than I think a quantitative, this will make you a better pilot thing. It is a nicer experience. It's like asking the question, like, what is the least expensive guitar you can buy that will be a perfectly functional, completely adequate guitar? Like, let's say you spend, I don't know what they're going for these days. Let's say you spend $700 or $1,000 on a Mexican Strat, okay? Not an American Strat. Like, a Mexican Strat is a fine guitar. A professional musician could play a Mexican Strat and be fine and get the job done and sound amazing. You don't need anything more than that. So now you go from a $1,000 guitar that is 100% adequate to a $5,000 or a $10,000 guitar. Is it going to play better? I mean, you're probably going to have a better time playing it. You're going to enjoy it more. Maybe there will be some small ways in which it like holds its intonation better or whatever, but you're mostly paying for feel, fit, finish, aesthetics. And I feel like that's what's going on with these gimbals. Are they worth $130 compared to the Hall Effect gimbals? Only if you want to pay that premium for that very nice feel. But it's not like it's going to make you a better pilot. What's a Mexican Strat going for nowadays, guys? I mean, all I'm saying is there's a threshold where you're not getting better performance. You're mostly getting better feel, fit, finish, aesthetics, and just a nicer experience while you're using it. I mean, the Hall Effect gimbals and the Radiomaster they're fine. They get the job done. Yeah. Andy Clark, thank you for a $5 super chat. Do you think the Immersion RC Lap RF puck is worth it? I like it. And all the racers that I know, well, I shouldn't say all. A lot of the racers that I know have a Lap RF puck that they use for practicing. Do you know anywhere that has it in stock? Nope. Nope. Was it so bad that they stopped selling it? No. Immersion RC has this tendency to make products, and then if for whatever reason they stop making them, and the Lap RF puck seems, I mean, it's like, it just doesn't seem like it's worth their time to make it, I guess. I don't know. I got mine off of eBay. Now they're not on eBay anymore. Maybe someday they'll do another run of them, but I don't think they're making them. I don't think it's been officially discontinued. I just don't think they're making them, especially now with the chip shortage. Dan636 says the flight controller doesn't wobble. I don't know, man. I would be looking at the motors next, Dan, but it's hard to know. It could be a bad gyro on the flight controller. It's possible. I mean, if you had a spare flight controller that you bought just in case, it might be worth swapping it in. Mad Max FPV says, I think we all put up with poor gimbals. Who doesn't use deadband to negate jitter? I didn't, Mad Max. On my stock Radiomaster gimbals, I didn't use deadband. There was a tiny bit of jitter at center throttle, but I never felt like it affected me when I was flying. It's just no big deal. I hope you figure it out, Dan. Dan636. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy. Here's the thing. Like, if these gimbals, if I put them in and I was like, feels the same, I'd just say that. Like, I absolutely feel like they are a step up in feel and how nice and pleasant and premium it feels to be using. I'm like moving them right now and just going, and that little tick clunk at the end where it just stops is super nice. None of that is in any way sort of relevant when I'm flying, though. I'm just busy flying. I don't think they make me a better pilot, but they're very nice. It's like, you buy a coffee mill, a coffee grinder, right? You could buy a little hand crank coffee grinder for $10. It's going to grind your freaking coffee. You could buy a big, expensive $200 electric machine that sits on your counter and goes, this guy likes coffee. It's going to grind your coffee too. You just like looking at it and knowing it's there. That's what these AG01 gimbals feel like to me. All right. That's enough about that. Thank you, Flying P. Bacon, for $5 Canadian. Just want to say thanks what you do for the hobby again. Thank you so much. Nick S., I agree. I have a burr grinder. So I had a hand-cranked burr grinder, and I would hand crank the coffee, and it was annoying. And then for Christmas one year, my wife got me, I mean, I told her to get me one. It's like a $100 burr grinder, which is like, feels completely stupid to spend $100 on a coffee grinder. But like I drink coffee every day. I was like, you know what? Let's just find an excuse. And it's nice to have. Ciati is here. How you doing, Ciati? Risco says, my stock QX7 gimbals are still great with just a little grease. I agree, Risco. A little bit of that grease on the throttle especially. I don't know about the bearings. If you have a bearing gimbal, I don't think greasing is going to make a difference. They should come with grease in them and not really need to be modified. But a little bit of grease on the throttle slider can really make the throttle feel nice. Mamba out. Thank you for a $10 super chat. Hey, Josh, me and a buddy of mine dove into the sport head first, knowing absolutely nothing. Thanks, Bardwell. Truly, we are better off because of you. Great job. Oh, man, that's so nice of you. That's so nice of you. Yeah. I had a problem with insomnia a little while back. I would go to sleep at like 1 a.m. and wake up at like 3 or 4 a.m. and just be awake. It was a real, I mean, like, I was like, okay. And I'd get up and I'd answer some emails or do work on a video or just do whatever I was going to do. And then, you know, by the next night, I wasn't sleepy. And I'd go to bed at maybe 11 or 12 and wake up at 2 or 3 and just be awake. I was like, this is bullshit. I mean, it started to catch up with me. And so I was like, I gotta figure this out. And I stopped drinking all caffeine. I stopped it completely. I did a 2-week total caffeine detox. And shocker, I started sleeping again. So it turned out I had started with make a cup of coffee. And I had slowly grown to, I bought this giant French press carafe. And it's like, I'm just going to make a French press of coffee. But it's this giant, 27 cup carafe or whatever. And so I was drinking and then I would like have, a Coke during the day. I was just having a ridiculous amount of caffeine and couldn't sleep. And then so now I'm down to 1 cup. 1 cup a day. That's it. So. And I'm sleeping like a baby. Well, something like a baby. Folks, it's coming up on the end of the stream. We got about 12, 13 minutes till the end of the stream. ZFPV, I also had some issues with anxiety. I did. Yeah. We're coming up on the end of the stream. Aaron Ciati FPV, is going to be streaming at 10 o'clock. There's a chat in the Discord about finding a way to find buddies in your local area. And Eirik Toft suggested going to multigp.com and searching for your chapter, to which the other person chatting said, well, I'm not looking to race. Listen, whether you are looking to race or not, your local MultiGP chapter is the best way to find other FPV pilots. They all like to fly freestyle too. Even if you're not interested in racing, once you meet up with them, then you can connect with the community and figure out what's going on. So absolutely, MultiGP is the way to be. Even if you're not interested in racing, that's the place to start. Oh, Jeremy Sarge says, very interesting. I'm dealing with exactly that. I drink a crap load of coffee at 3 a.m. being eyes wide open sucks. Jeremy, if you go no coffee, if you actually go cold turkey, you're going to be dead for 1 day minimum. Like, you're just going to be completely dead for 1 day. Like, the first day you don't drink coffee, you might be okay. The second day, you're going to absolutely... So, if you have a job, don't go cold turkey. it's going to knock you on your ass. It'll surprise you. Caffeine withdrawal is a bitch. And then you'll also get these absolutely the worst headache that you might have ever had. So I would say, rather than going cold turkey, I mean, if you have like 2 or 3 days to detox, it's basically, then you just, but personally, I would say don't go cold turkey. Like I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving medical advice. I'm just, speaking for we're only talking about caffeine here. So take it easy. Like just cut back significantly and see if it helps. If you choose to go cold turkey, I think that, speaking for myself, if I have even like just the Diet Coke in the morning, I don't get a caffeine headache at all, even if I have no caffeine for the rest of the day. Actually, now that I've scaled back, I might not get a headache at all. But back when I was drinking a shitload of caffeine, if I couldn't like have coffee in the morning for whatever reason, if I just like grabbed a Coke or something, that would keep me from getting a headache. So even a small amount, at least for me, would work. But if you are not sleeping and waking up at 3 a.m. and you're drinking a shitload of caffeine, it sneaks up on you. It really does. It sneaks up on you. And you think, oh, but I had my last cup of coffee or my whatever at like 3 p.m. and I'm going to bed at 11. No, yeah, it's still messing with you. It's still messing with you. So anyway. Cool Cat says, when I joined JB's Patreon, I had access to hundreds of brilliant pilots and FPV enthusiasts for the price of a cup of coffee. That's true. That's true. Let's deal with, in the last 10 minutes of the stream, let's deal with the real burning question. What's going on with my god dang, what was it? Petroleum gas. I know what I need to do. Hold on. First, I'm going to get out the car. We're going to fuel up the car. Oh, don't run into the solar panels, Bardwell. We're going to drive. Hey! Oh! All right, zoom out. We're going to drive over this away. Past the laser turret wall. What we're going to do, actually, I don't actually need to do this. I can do this remotely. We're going to go over here and we're going to build another train. I do not have a train in my inventory. Hang on. We're going to grab another train. I just need one. Yeah, just one. What? There's no trains in logistics storage. Crap. Oh, I can build a train. Okay, we're going to build a train. Okay, and train. Okay, we're going to build a train. And we're going to need 2 tanker cars. Where are the tanker cars? There we go. 2 tanker cars. And we're going to fuel up the train. Okay, great. And we're going to assign this train. Where's the other petroleum train? There it is. It's getting more petroleum. We're going to copy the schedule from that guy. And we're going to paste the schedule onto this guy. And then, yeah, thank you, robots. We're going to go to the second oil field. And we're going to turn that train stop back on. And that's going to take care of my petroleum issue. So we're going to have a train limit of 1 train. And now my petroleum gas issue is going to be solved. So let's go to petroleum gas loading. And let's see how that goes. Oh, you know why the resolution is messed up? Is it messed up? No, it's okay. Here we go. Bye. So here's petroleum gas loading stop number 1 with that train. We're going right past there. We're going up to the oil field. We're going to pick up more petroleum gas way out here. Okay. Just make sure this is working correctly. Okay, we'll load that. That loaded way up and over this way. See, the problem was that oil field only makes petroleum gas. But this oil field makes petroleum gas and solid fuel. And this one was backed up and was not producing solid fuel. So I got rid of the extra train to try and offload its petroleum gas. What's your problem? Oh, just freaking get out of the way. Okay, thank you. These two trains are backing up too. Oh well. I think this is going to solve our petroleum gas problem, which will solve our plastic problem. Don't refuel. Oh man. All right, refuel, fine. And then, okay, great. Great. We'll top off our fuel. Okay. And petroleum gas. Fill that sucker up. Yeah, buddy. Okay, great. Now, the blue circuits will flow. The plastic will flow, and the blue circuits will flow, and life will be good. That's, oh, there, look at that plastic coming out of there. Look at that plastic coming out of there. So good. Let's ride the conveyor belt all the way down to the blue bar factory. Oh, see, look at the difference. Look how little plastic I was making. Now look how much I'm making. So good. Oh, yeah. Where are we going? Okay, now we're, there we go. The red circuits are flowing, the blue circuits are flowing, and my Spidertron is advancing. There we go. Good. Good. Okay. Thank you guys so much for coming out and watching the stream. What about the Spidertron, Grass Wizard? Exactly. Spidertron is up to 22%. It is advancing. That's good. That's good. Thank you, Benjamin West, for a $5 super chat. Peak live stream performance right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is a hell of a fun game. Its game is basically a spreadsheet. What's the point? What is the point? I mean, you know, either you like it or not. I'm really making, it was really coming slowly though. Look how slowly I'm making these. See, I really need to just rearrange my whole factory. I just do not, I just cannot produce any more red circuits based on the amount of steel that I have coming in. I need more than 4 lanes of steel coming in. So here I've got 4 lanes of steel coming in, or iron ore or whatever. And I cannot produce any more. That's just it. You see, these output lanes are not even full. I would need another 8 rows of smelters to get another 2 lanes of steel. So I just don't have room for it though. See, what am I going to do? I got to take out some of these Spidertrons so I have room to expand. Right? That's what I need to do, but I don't want to. Oh, no. People want to see. Siati says I should just keep streaming this. Should I keep streaming this for another few minutes? Hang on. Move it to the center monitor. Well, I can't move it to the center monitor. Then I can't see your chat. So the problem is, here's the problem. Right now, I am researching the last little bits of tech. The next thing I'll need to do is research space tech, and then I can start working on launching a rocket, which is it's a ways off. But the real problem is I've got my science generation facilities up. These are them right here, and they're generating science. And the science is going down into these labs and is being turned into research. And that's fine. The biggest problem is that the last form of science I'm making is going extremely slowly. The yellow science is going extremely slowly. Purple science is going pretty slow, but not as slow as yellow. What's purple science's hold up? I don't know. Purple science doesn't seem to actually be held up that much. All the machines are working. Purple science is basically going, oh, there we go. Item ingredient shortage. So the last 2 machines in the line have an input shortage. So it could be a little faster, but not by much. But the yellow science is going super slow. And the reason is the lack of blue circuits. So yellow science requires... Why do you have a shortage of Why do you have a shortage? Yeah, it needs blue circuit boards. And blue circuit boards come, there they come, slowly, slowly. They are coming from these machines here. Or these machines here. And I mean, the problem there is that you think, well, just build more machines, right? But I guess that could, because they have an ample supply of green and red circuits. I could just build more of these. This is not getting exhausted. Even though I don't have... See, I'm not making enough red circuits. These belts are not full. But I feel like these belts are full. I could build more of these, couldn't I? I don't have a lot of room. I kind of half-assed this, to be honest with you. What could I do? I could, like, squeeze one more machine in. That's not really going to solve my problem, though. So what I really need to do is pull red circuits and blue circuits out of here and build another block of blue circuit machines somewhere else. So let's follow. Here's red circuits. Here's a belt of green and a belt of red. And then I need lubricant, which is right here. That would be easy to get wherever it needs to go. Oh, that was close. Almost got run over by a train. So if I... That's interesting. I could totally do that. Let's follow this... Okay, so the green circuit still going. The belt of green and the belt of red run together all the way to the end, I think. Let's see if that's true. Yeah, I think it's true. Oh, there we go. Okay, so the green peels off here, but that would be easy to fix. So here's what let's do. Let's get a red... Is that a red belt? It is. Let's get a red splitter and stick it in here. And then let's build a red belt of green circuits out this way. All the way to the yellow science production block. Is this yellow science? No, that's blue science or purple science. So let's pull this off as well. I need green and red. What goes into a blue circuit? Green and red and sulfuric acid. Okay, I can do that. This is totally doable. This is doable. We're going to build more blue circuit manufacturing. That's what we're going to do. No, don't do that. Okay. Okay. Where are we going to do that? We also need sulfuric acid. We can... that's a shame. It's going to be a pain in the ass to get sulfuric acid all the way down here because the pipes are going to lose pressure. But that's okay. All right. There's water. Wait a minute. Aren't we right next to an oil field? Hello? I don't need to pipe sulfuric acid all the way back from my factory. I'm right next to an oil field. I could just make the sulfuric acid here from this bullshit. Yes, that's a great idea. Okay, yeah, that's right here. Why would I... Yes. Okay. There we go. Okay, so what makes sulfuric acid? A chemical plant makes sulfuric acid. Do I have any chemical plants in storage or in my inventory? Chemical plant. Please give me 10 chemical plants. I do have them in storage. 4 of them are on the... Oh, I have one in my inventory. Okay, so let's put this sulfuric acid we're going to make sulfur, and then we're going to need two of these. One of them is going to make sulfur, and one's going to make sulfuric acid. But what do they make it out of? Let's just look at the recipe real quick. So sulfur comes from water and petroleum gas. And then the outputs here, we'll just put them adjacent. Okay, so we got water. Yeah, okay. All right, that's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. Okay. And then we're going to build blue circuits right frickin' here. And that's where we'll have plenty of room to do it. Where, like right here, here-ish will be the blue circuit constructing. Okay, so sulfuric acid is going to be... We need petroleum gas. Can we just pull right off of... Where's petroleum gas coming out? Oh, we're feeding petroleum gas right into these. Okay. Okay, so here's a petroleum gas pipe. And here's a big empty field. This is perfect. Okay, give me... Great, a chemical plant. So we got petroleum gas here to here. We're going to take a chemical plant, and it's going to, what's it going to need? Sulfur. It wants water and petroleum gas in. Perfect. Here is a water pipe right here. Got it. Always use underground pipes because it makes walking easier. Okay, great. And we need to give it power. Perfect. Now it has power. Now it's making sulfur. Now we're going to take an, what's the output of this? What's the flow rate? Hold on. It's going to produce 2 sulfur per second. And if I make another one making sulfuric acid, what will it consume? It's going to consume 5 per second. So we need 2 of these for 1 of that one. Not a problem. Boom, boom. Oh, just pipe over. You don't have to go underground. Oh my God, look at that. How's that? That's the wrong input though, unfortunately. Damn it. That's the water input. Okay. There we go. We got petroleum gas going in. We need water coming in. Here's how we're going to do that. We'll just move this over 1. And then we will come here. No. We'll come there and there and there. Great. Now we got water and we need power. Got it. Okay, now we have the proper ratio. Let's check the ratio. We're producing 4 sulfur per second. We're consuming 5 per second. That's pretty close to the right ratio. Not quite, but it'll do. And then we need water input here and sulfur. Okay. So water's going to come in. Okay, so we'll put this in a vertical line. And we will bring water in there, and we need sulfur, which is a solid, and we're going to take the sulfur out of these guys. Thank you. The sulfur is going to go into this guy. Thank you. And it's going to make sulfuric acid. Great. Then the sulfuric acid is going to come out on a pipe. Perfect. Yeah, that makes sense. And it's going to go over here to make blue circuits. And that's the game. That's basically the whole game. That's it. Just kind of balancing shit out. Okay, don't go in there, though. Oh, no, that's fine. Oh, yeah, let's go over... Let's just run parallel to this pipe. That seems like a great idea. Can we reach? Not quite. Okay. So now we've got sulfuric acid. Hello, are you... Why are you not outputting sulfuric acid? What's your problem? What's your ingredient shortage? What are you missing? It needs iron plates. Fuck. Oh, man. Okay, where's iron plates? How did I miss that? Okay. Alrighty, well, anyway, that's all of that. Stream for an extra 10 minutes. Where am I going to get iron plates from? Damn it, I should have built this down on the other side. I either have to bring iron plates up there, or I have to bring sulfuric acid down here. Oh, man. All right, how am I going to get iron plates? I can just pull iron plates. Look, I got a whole bunch of iron plates coming in here that are not being used. So it breaks the modularity of the system, but I can pull iron plates off the end of this. I don't know. It's a bunch of bullshit. Like, here's 4 whole belts of iron plates, but they're all the way down here, and I need iron plates up here. Where am I going to get iron plates from? I mean, I guess I should just pull off of one of these belts. But it's not very modular. Do I have a belt with just iron plates? No. They're all going to smelting, so they also have solid fuel. Okay. And I don't want to... Okay, here's what I can do. I can put a splitter here. That's a yellow belt, so I'll use a yellow splitter. I can put a splitter here. Oh, I gotta walk over to it. I can't do this unless I actually can touch the splitter. Oh, this is fine. Wait, where's that? Yeah, that's about... Let's do this one. So here we've got... This is a problem because I'm pulling... This is the end of a process, and I'm going to pull off the end of a process and feed into the beginning of the next one, which is really bad design. But that's this whole freaking game. Output priority right, and we're going to filter for iron plates. Filter for iron plates. So now we should have only iron plates coming out. Yes, the right side. Thank you, logistics robots. So now we have iron plates, and we're going to bring them up. Badonk, 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 badonk. We're going to bring them all the way up here. And we're going to make a right turn this way. And I guess I should really actually turn here. Come on, come on, get it before they get here. We're going to come up. I want to come down from the top just to be kind of consistent. Why am I not? Am I out of? Okay. That's great. We'll just come down from this half of the... Okay, so we need... Oh, I see. We need an input of iron plates. We could actually easily put this in on the other side of this belt. Like so. And then we can have one belt carrying both the iron plates and the sulfur. Come on. Come on, robots. Build the belts. Can your character be hit by a train? Yes, Pacific Northwest pilots. In fact, there is a stat in the game, number of times that you get killed by a train. Ghost Branch, we do have logistics drones. You can see them working. But the difference is that logistics drones are slower than belts and cost energy. Like if you look at the energy usage, you can see that the drones are using a substantial part of the energy. Here's the roboports. So it's better to use belts if you can. Especially, I mean, yeah, for something like this, it's better to just use belts. They're not making it. They're running out of power before they get to me. Come on, guys. Build the damn thing. Build the damn thing. I need it. I need to see the sulfuric acid coming out. Let's go. Let's go, boys. Have I gotten resupplied yet? I have. I've gotten resupplied. I can just build this by hand. Come on, guys. Do it. Do it. Okay, there we go. So here comes the iron in on one side of the belt, the sulfur on the other side. We are about to start making sulfuric acid. Show me sulfuric acid. Yes, sulfuric acid. There we go. Okay, so now where is this freaking going? It's going here. So we need to just copy paste this a little bit. No, not like that. Oh my God. Stop. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. What the dunk? Where are we going to? A little further. Okay, so now, oh, where's that water going? Oh, that's great. Now we'll bring it right in parallel to that water. That's perfect. Okay, round the corner, and sulfuric acid is inbound. Okay, where are we going to put our blue circuit board assemblers? They need to get on this belt, on this side of the belt. I'm definitely not going to be building any more yellow science assemblers because I can't keep these ones occupied as it is. So I could probably put them on down on the other side of that belt. I will regret this decision later, I assure you. Where's my pipe? Boom. Did you see how a minute ago I was like, all right, well, screw this game. That's how it goes. And I was acted like I was going to quit the game, but then I didn't. That is also how this game goes. 3 hours later. You are not sleeping. Okay, here comes. One more problem to solve, guys. One more problem. Just as soon as I get these blue circuits building, I'll be good to go. And then I can go to bed. Okay. So now we're going to have, I guess, green assemblers. I have 8 of those. And how many assemblers can I make? So if they are making blue circuits, they are going to consume 0.625 sulfuric acid per second. How much sulfuric acid am I making? I am making 50 per second. Holy shit. All right, that's plenty. Sulfuric acid is not the limiting factor here. It's going to be where's my, oh, flip. I got to bring in the circuit. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. That's not a problem. I gotta bring these in. Oh, it's gonna put it out on the wrong side too. Dagnabbit. I should have put this on the other side. Okay, hang on. I can fix this. Okay, that's bad. Okay, we'll do that. We're gonna move this over here. That's a fine idea. It's going to output blue circuits. We're going to come in with the sulfuric acid here. Okay, great. Where's the pipe? Where's the pipe? There's the pipe. Okay, sulfuric acid coming in here. And we need the red and the green circuits to come in on the other side. And what we're going to do is, I feel like we're probably safe to combine those into one belt. We are not generating a whole belt of red circuits. We just aren't, especially after everything else pulls off of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them on a single belt. Like so. Okay, they're going to come in on a single belt. Hello, logistics robots. Do your thing. Okay, I'll do it by hand. Fine, I'll do it by hand. Okay. Now, it looks like there's a lot of circuit. Oh, shit. Shit. That's not what was supposed to happen. Damn it. Okay. We're going to do this a different way. That's what we're going to do. Oh, there we go. That's what was supposed to, that's what I wanted to happen. All right. Great. We're going to bring those guys in like so. And then we're going to take blue circuits out like so. And all I need to do is power this guy up. And, oh, I got to power it. Oh, we're making blue circuits, baby. Should probably put like a second inserter here. That'll be fine. It's going to back up. Oh, all right. There we go. There we go. And we'll just make a bunch more of those. Now we're making, my Spidertron is progressing. Let's just copy paste this a few more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, that's as far as I can go without creating more problems for myself. And then what I also ought to do is I ought to put productivity modules. They take forever to build though. Can I build them? Okay. Ooh. All right, there you go. This is a little, Carlos Alvarez is very confused about what channel he's ended up on. Yeah, true. I should actually just take, I got to go all the way back there. I have some, because it doesn't matter where the productivity modules are. I mean, as long as we're putting blue circuits on the belt, it doesn't matter where in the belt they go. Oh, here's some blue circuits in my pocket. All right, I remember why I had those. Let's hang on to those. Productivity module is going to take forever to build. So there we go. We have solved one problem. And now, let's see. The question is, as soon as I work through this backlog of red circuits, we're going to find out the truth, though. I'm willing to bet I'm consuming more red circuits than I'm actually receiving. I am consuming... Oh, that's not that much. I may be okay. We'll see. We'll see. I think I'm going to run out of red circuits. Cyclimbo says, could you add another row to the other side? Cyclimbo, the issue is the production of red circuits, not the belt itself. I am not filling the belt, as you can see here. Do you see how few red circuits I'm actually making? Well, I'm making more than that, but they're not making it to the end of the run. So here's my red circuit production. As you can see, I am not making a whole red belt's worth of red circuits. Period. Like right here where they exit the facility, I do not have a full belt. So, and the reason for that is the production of copper wire, which is the limit, I think. Let's find out if that's true. So if we look here, we can see that I am consuming 0.954 belts worth of copper wire. But you can see clearly I'm not producing a whole belt's worth of copper wire. Inbound here, we do not have a fully saturated belt. And that's because I'm splitting that same copper wire off. So I'm only feeding, anyway. So I'm not feeding enough copper wire into the green and red circuit production subsection. So I need 4 full belts of copper wire to feed the red and the green at full capacity, and I'm not giving it that. I'm only giving it 2 belts, basically. Maybe 3. I'm almost giving it enough. That's interesting. Why don't I make another? I have... So here I am outputting plenty of copper wire. I'm outputting 3.6 belts of copper wire. But I need 4, and that's the problem. That's the bottleneck right there. So I could put another copper belt production over here and get another full belt, because you can see I'm definitely not consuming all the copper plates that I'm... How much copper plates am I making? I'm consuming 1.8 belts of copper plates. And I am producing... This is my copper plate production. I am producing 2 full belts. See, there you go. So I could install another one of these. I have enough copper coming in to feed it, and I could then feed more copper wire into the red and the green circuit production, which is one of my major bottlenecks right now. I should see, and there you go. You're like, okay, I was just about to quit the game, but I just thought of one more thing I could do. Can it fit over here? It won't fit. There you go. See? That's a problem for tomorrow, Joshua. I don't have any. I need one more row of these copper wire assemblers, but I don't have any room to put it. Yeah, I'm not getting. Look at my freaking. My steel plate production is shit too. Look at that. Look at that pathetic belt not being full. Spidertron up to 40%. Anyway. There you go. Yeah, and then you're just like, screw it. I'm just going to rebuild the whole factory. But I have to advance my walls outward. Get rid of these. Look at these little boogers. The pile of corpses. Anyway, that's why I need the Spidertron. To fight those guys. Anyway. Yep. Why do you not have productivity modules in you? I thought you all got productivity modules. What happened here? Oh my God. Do we at least have our freaking petroleum gas problem solved? No. Fuck. Why is this not producing a shitload of petroleum gas? I don't understand. Why is this pump not running? Damn it. Oh my goodness. Anyway. All right. Why is that pump not running? Oh, now it's running. Okay. Oh, I see. It only runs when it, yeah. Do we have petroleum gas incoming? I need to put a latch on this so it keeps running after it kicks in and refills the system and doesn't turn off until the system gets low again. You can build logic circuits. Where's my logic here? So I need to put a logic circuit on it like this one. This causes the steam power to kick in only when the solar power gets low. So right now we're powered 100% by solar, but at night, if the bugs attack, the lasers take the batteries down. And I need that to be on this pump, so when it kicks in, it stays active until the fluid level is restored. There you go. There is attacking. So there are natives, Pacific Northwest pilots. There are native bugs on the planet that attack you if you pollute. So like here, if we look at the map, where's here's my pollution overlay. So as soon as the pollution touches the bugs, they start attacking you. You can see I'm polluting the shit out of this planet. What are you going to do? Hey, we need petroleum gas. What are you doing? You've freaking taken forever to fill up. Why? Make more petroleum gas, please. I'm cracking literally everything to petroleum gas. Anyway. All right. I got to go. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Ciati, have a great stream. Yeah, something keeps needing one more fix. That's his whole game. There's always one more little inefficiency for you to try to solve. Good night, guys. Have a good night.